Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on ForgottenWeapons.com. I'm Ian McCollum, and today we're taking a look at a really cool late sort of warlord era. This is a Chinese Civil War era copy of an M1 Carbine. But what makes it really interesting is that it is a bolt-action copy of an M1 Carbine with all of the unique Chinese flair that we've come to expect from Chinese mystery pistols. So let me show you this thing. It's really cool. This really looks quite a lot like an M1 Carbine until you look close enough to realize that it's got a bolt handle on it. So the receiver general shape is the same. It does actually use an M1 Carbine magazine. That's a standard 15-round American M1 Carbine magazine. We've got a K manufacturer's mark on the floor plate. It uses what appears to be a brass copy of an M1 Carbine butt plate, complete with the texturing there. There's a slot in the stock for a sling, and the remains of a sling. They didn't apparently have an oil bottle to use, or someone lost the oil bottle at some point, and that was replaced with just a piece of dowel rod there. Stock's generally the same shape. We've got a magazine catch here, spring-loaded, a little bit different than an actual M1 Carbine magazine catch. The rear sight is a two-position flip, like an actual M1 Carbine, except instead of being apertures, they are open notches. I'm going to move forward a little bit here. We've got a front band, much like an M1 Carbine. The front sight is basically that of an M1 Carbine. Overall length, barrel, all that's a really good copy. When it comes to the manufacturer marks, not so much though. You're probably not aware of any German-made M1 carbines, but, well, and I'm pretty sure this one isn't either, but it is marked Waffenfab Oberndorf, and then DRP UAP, more or less. So DRP UAP is an abbreviation essentially for a German patent-related phrase. It basically says this is patented, but the patent doesn't guarantee, like the government doesn't guarantee that it'll actually work. They recognize the patent, but don't guarantee functionality. This is a marking that you will find on C96 Mauser pistols. Same with the this would have originally been Waffenfabrik Mauser Oberndorf am Neckar. So they copied some of those marks onto the top of the receiver here, but not all of them. If we look at the bolt mechanism, we have a bolt release. Well, so first off, of course, it works like a regular bolt-action rifle. And the bolt release here is patterned off of the Gewehr 88, which is something that was common and popular in China. We have a single lug locking system here. It just locks on this lug top of the bolt itself. There's your striker, spring, etc. A lot of this is also patterned on other, patterned on Gewehr 88. So that's kind of an interesting addition. And there you go. Pretty easy to manufacture because there aren't any locking lugs recessed in here. It just uses this surface as the locking surface. And frankly, with 30 carbine, which this appears to be chambered for, I haven't actually tried fitting a 30 carbine cartridge in it, but it certainly, I mean, the magazine is a 30 carbine and the bore diameter is 30. So based on 30 carbine, this would actually probably work just fine. And it's very light and very handy. And it is honestly a really cool little gun. As with so many guns like this, I have no idea exactly where it was manufactured, exactly when it was manufactured, or how many of them were made. It's too nicely made to have been a one-off, so I suspect this was some sort of limited production thing. There were a lot of guns like this that were made by one or a couple talented metalsmiths at Chinese shops or factories to customer specifications. So you have the English markings that are mostly correct as one can kind of expect from artisans and customers and users who didn't actually read any Latin character languages. But you get these really cool, diverse, interesting copies of Western guns. So the most we can say about the timeline is, of course, this has to be post-World War II because that's when M1 carbines would have been in China. So couldn't have been copied before that. And almost certainly would have been before 1949 when the Chinese Civil War ended. So we're probably looking at a 1946, 1947 sort of copy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.